Alright, yeah, so I have to sit down and organize myself. So this is for you, sir, and that's alright. Thank you. Yes, you can. Hey guys, good evening. Good evening. You're welcome to this live session. We've been talking about this for a long time, and I hope you can hear me. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. My name is Maurice Nelson, your host and founder of Childish, and we've been advertising this particular event for a very long time, and I know a lot of persons are here already. And if you're here, I would love to see your comments, and if you just come in and just send your comments and your questions, whatever it is, your contributions, anything you want us to talk about. Maybe you have something you want to talk about in the perils of an African child, then no problem. You can just send it in and we'll trash it out as it is. So forgive my manners. I'm going to be doing a little bit of introduction right now. I can see you. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. I can see you. So we're going to be having this a little bit of introduction right now to help us know the people that are here at the moment. So as I said, my name is Maurice Nelson. If you can hear me, please can you type? Yeah, I can see people joining. You're welcome. Alright, so my name is Maurice Nelson, your host and founder of Childish. And on my right, I have my right and my left, I have two guests that I invited to my studio for us to demystify this particular topic that we've been talking about. Trust me, it's going to be fun. I mean, it's super fun, and so you're welcome. And from my right, I'll be making introductions, and I have here Keesh. Rowland is a performance poet, someone I adore and I cherish so much. Guy is good and wonderful. We had a lot of history together, and I wouldn't want to do this without bringing him in, knowing that he's good and this is the aspect he's specialized in. So I would love him to say something in just some few seconds, and then we'll go to the next person. So sir.
Hi everyone, my name is Keesh Rowland. I hope you can hear me. It's a pleasure to be here with my good friend Maurice. It's going to be quite an amazing session. If you're just joining us, stay tuned, and trust me, you would not regret it.
Alright guys, so I have here on my left, I have my very own brother, very awesome brother. He has been with us for a very long time, trying to set one thing or the other to make it work. And I have here a Sue, and he must say his very special name here, but I'll not say that special name. I want you to say it by himself. So sir.
Okay, my name is Isu, and everyone knows me as Electricalguru. Yeah, I'm the founder of Guru Electrics. In Guru Electrics, we talk about electricity to the norm that everyone has to understand. Nice to have you in the studio, sir.
Thank you very much. So why does it feel like Keesh is surprised?
Oh, I am not surprised.
Alright. So remember we said the perils of an African child. Yeah. So all of us here, we are Africans. We are black. Or are you fair? Are you white?
Even if you're fair, you can be fair and African, you can be fair and black. I mean, if you think about it, the fairest of people have considered themselves over time as Africans.
Definitely. And they have some descent.
Yeah.
That that you can trace them back to Africa. Yeah. So that is it. And so it's gonna be an awesome session as I promised, and it's not gonna be shorter than an awesome session. So I'll just make a little bit of introduction of what the topic is all about. So perils of an African child. So here we begin. So as an African child, we've been passing through some little issues, some traumatic things, some things that probably has actually defined us to be African children. So whenever you see an African child, you just know that it's an African child without even trying to deciphering or something. You just know that that's an African child. So that is it. So that is one thing that's the thing we are coming here to demystify and tell you how we've been surviving as African children. And my brother and my sister,
it's a lot.
We
have killed a lot.
It's a lot, yeah, because if you give us opportunity to talk about this topic, I mean we'll finish it. We'll take eternity for us to talk about it. So I want you to sit tight bring in your popcorn. I can see your likes and everything. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Please try and share the live. Share it to your friends. Share it to your family and friends. Share it to your parents. Yes, they need to know that this is what they've been doing to us.
We have come to expose them.
Yes, and we are here to show them that this is what they've been doing. Yeah. All right. So, blessed. You're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. So, as I was saying, so this is it. So, make sure you share it and let them join us. Let them join us so they will get to understand what we are talking about. So, but before we start, I want to give an opportunity to my guest, Keesh Rowland. He has a poem to give to us, to render. Is he render? How does he tell us in church?
You say rendition.
Rendition.
We shall hear from Keesh.
No, pastor.
Okay, that is a pastoral method.
Pastor.
Ignore this TV. Trust me, you should not mind them. Anyway, I hope you can hear me. My name is Keesh Rowland, like I said earlier. I'm a performance poet. Not your regular performance poet, of course. So I'll do this piece. Yeah, it's called Peril, but trust me, it has not so much to do with the topic for today, but a lot to do with something African children deal with. Again, not so much to do with the topic for today, but something to do with what African children deal with. I am the worst clothes of a homeless boy, living in a dilapidated structure made of wood, in what used to be a warehouse for animal dung, in a hood where no one lives past the age of 37. You could spot me hanging on a ruined window, swaying even when it's past morning. On some days, the boy will stare at me, pick up the clothes and begin to cry. He tosses me away and rejection bores a hole in my heart. What do you do with a garment that doesn't fit? What do you do when life isn't just it? I sometimes wish the boy would throw me into a fire so I could watch myself burn and my soul fade in the flames. The voices in my head keep saying, do you like how you have people all around but you're alone in your head? Your head isn't a room beyond. You say that you're naked. Everyone is bare beyond. You think happiness is underrated. Everyone agrees beyond. See, beyond is where the stress is gone. The night has tarried so long. Command the dawn. An overdose on nitrazepam makes it slow and steady. Say hi to goodbye. Take the pills already. I shake off the voices and every day is the same battle still. I sometimes want to feed myself to the darkness, but what do you do when you can't even afford your own poison? Steal it? No. They'll judge you like they always do. And even if they see far, they cannot decipher why you are like this. Like, baby boys don't cry, but how are you the puppet of this show called life? Like, why have you decided to join the worldly children to say depression is woke? And I wish I could tell them that it isn't a coin, that I'm the boy configured to a toy, but they won't listen. So I sit in my bed every day and avoid the goodbyes. They say, do crazy stuff, but you can't do crazy stuff forever. Crazy is the moment and sad is the ever. Sometimes I wish I could have fun and own it forever. The volume of music from the deafening earpieces is silenced to these evil voices. I wonder why people say I am insane when I am clearly out of my mind. I am outsane and outbid. Life is a luxury I can't afford. It's difficult to have dreams as a child when life is your worst nightmare. But it's even more difficult to be happy when happiness is just so happy to be friends with you. So I ask, is it still pain if I can't tell where it hurts? Is it still a scream if I can't be heard? Am I still loved by my parents if they can't look between my eyes and tell that something deeper than deep draws me in? Thank you.
Yo, man. That was smart, guy. That was smart.
That was beautiful.
That was smart. That was
According
smart.
to them, according
That was beautiful.
That was smart.
If you think that was mad, let's see your comments.
Sure, they will
All right,
comment.
all right. Please send in your comments, send in your questions, send in your. I can see your comments here. Yeah, Dave Morris, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, it's your man, Keesh. He's the one. He's the one here. All right. So, Jemima, you're welcome. Blessed, you're welcome. I'm grateful you're here. Thank you for joining. Please keep sharing the live. Keep sharing the live. We have tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff to talk about, and Keesh is still going to give us another poem. I'm trusting that it's going to be awesome. Okay.
The second poem, wait for it.
Blockbuster.
all right. So I'm going to be sharing an experience here, and that experience is this. So, as African children here, I'll show my personal experience with you guys.
Okay.
So there's time I contemplated suicide
Okay.
as an African child,
Okay.
and the cause of that suicide was so minute that we wouldn't even think it would cause suicide. But I know probably because of the thought of suicide rather, I know it probably would have been what was it called? An accumulation of many other things that happened. Yeah. But that one would have been like the cap.
Okay.
Would have been like
tip of the iceberg.
It would have been that was what caused him to do the suicide. Because nobody would have known what I actually went through.
Usually, nobody ever knows.
Exactly. So what happened was this. One day I was at home there, and then I came back from school. Yeah, you remember we were in the same school. SS1, 2011.
You remember the date?
2011. March 2nd week. It was close to my birthday. Yes. So I came back from school, and my grandfather was at home. You can remember that the period my grandfather was at home.
Yeah.
My grandfather was at home. So when I came back, I met Flood at home. Flood in Enebon now, where we used to stay. Bakassi.
Yeah, Bakassi.
Exactly. Flood entered the house, and then it was. I saw. I could literally see Flood, like it was almost carrying the bed. I mean, it was to that extent. It got to, and my grandfather was the person at home. So I was not like, when I came in, I was surprised. Was that my cause? Was that the one that caused it?
No.
So when my dad came back,
you caused blood.
You're the cause of every problem in that house.
every problem. I mean, when I came back, first of all, I left my note at home. Remember how we used to copy notes then? I left my note at home, and then I just took what we had that day, and I think it was on Wednesday where we used to have trade.
Okay.
And
So
that trade was very few books. I mean,
very few
just like
books.
probably the book that I used yesterday and the trade book, building construction that I was in,
And maybe a notebook.
and a notebook. That was just all. My bag was very, and that time we used to sit and enjoy ourselves and play first. So what happened was that I carry. So all my notes were drenched in the latter rain.
Sad.
My notes were gone. You can remember Miss Abri.
Yeah.
Miss Abri flogged my life out. I was trying to tell Miss Abri that it was Flood that entered the house and took. Maybe we don't want to hear. He said that note, that must submit that note, that note is what he's going to use for assessment. I don't know if you can remember that day. Miss Abri flogged me. Mrs. Abri flogged me.
I know this woman. I should not take it lightly.
Oh my God. Miss Abri flogged me. I was contemplating suicide, knowing that you were a kid that always wants to make it in school, you understand? So anything that wants to like come into your academics and all of those things, it feels like you're not doing anything, you're not doing well, and you come back when your father and mother is hearing that he did not copy this note, or now tells you, show me the assessment, and you show him the assessment, you don't have it. That was just it. I contemplated suicide that night. I took a knife to my belly. It was as serious as that. Because my dad was angry with me that I brought the flood. When I don't bring the flood, he came and was like, did you close the door? No. So how on earth, no matter how low, no matter how tight you close the door, water will always find its way inside the house. I mean, that is a place that we never knew that flood was going to come.
Water that will enter the house.
So the stress of the note copying, the stress of the flood, the stress of everything was just upon me. And as an African child, bro, I contemplated suicide, and I'm not going to forget that period.
I'm trying to relate this transfer of
Aggression. Exactly. That's the first.
To my own life.
That's the first peril I want to talk about. Transfer of aggression in African homes.
The thing with transfer of aggression is that it's a very long thread when it comes to transfer of aggression.
Yeah.
So there's transfer of life aggression. That one, you live with that one. Like, so you know that by like on auto, yeah, if your parents were not able to chase their dreams,
Yeah.
maybe for one reason or the other,
You have to run the risk.
and they are now doing something else.
Yeah.
One, you will chase that dream, whether you like it or not.
They are doing it.
Two, because they were unable to chase that dream, if they see you chasing your own dream,
Yeah.
they will tell you that they know better than you, that you
Yes.
cannot chase that dream.
Who are you?
So that is in itself is a problem.
Yeah.
There is also transfer of aggression when they've had a bad day, a bad call, a bad
What are you saying,
incident.
bro?
You can literally just answer a question and the next thing, slippers has flown 20 kilometers to where you
Call
are.
the sniper, sir.
Because sometimes it looks as if they aim and shoot.
They never miss, bro. So it's
But this, as much as we're laughing about these things here, if you're a parent and you're here with us or you get to rewatch this live session, I'd like you to understand that when it comes to actual aggression, you need to learn how to balance your emotions, because leaving that load to your child is giving the child more baggage than the child can carry.
True.
And the problem with that is it will sink the child. You might say that, oh, of course, we survived it, other children will survive it too. But what you don't understand is a particular area of the child's life will definitely get sunk.
True.
So maybe because of this thing you're doing, the child will not trust you any longer to be able to discuss things he's supposed to discuss with you. And as a result of that, he will get into the wrong hands or begin to do wrong things. Or maybe, just maybe, the emotional baggage might be too much and the child might fall into depression.
Yeah.
But let's go on.
All right. So I think you have something to say about that, yeah?
Still narrowing down to the transfer of aggression that you've totally explained.
Yeah.
Yet. Now, I want to share my own experience as well. Yeah. So now, my mom, since we've been watching Childish, he talks about screen time and mostly things about childhood and parenting, you get. Yeah. So now I want to relate it to what we've been talking about so far. So if you have not been watching or you've not been following our page, please do so. You have a lot to cover. Yeah. You have a lot to cover.
You will learn a lot.
The page link is actually there on this live session, so you can just click on it and all of the links there. It should just appear. It's there.
So please do so.
So now, my mom, I have 3 sisters, and then my mom has told us never to watch a movie apart from cartoon. Whatever you have to watch, make sure it's Barbie. Make sure it's Barbie.
Tom and Jerry.
Make sure it's Tom and Jerry. And then my uncle, unfortunately,
I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
My uncle is that. So my uncle came to the house and was like, I was just watching Ben 10. Do you know what Ben 10 does? Ben 10 is very demonic. There was a child, there was a time that this
one man came up.
The woman was like, trending. Like
she was explaining.
And she went to Hellfire. This, come on, that stuff spoiled my childhood. I believe it spoiled others because
a lot. Because I think just before you continue here, I think that's another thing. Also, I think our parents should not allow themselves to be gullible and victims of the information they have access to.
Yeah.
Always fact check. As a parent, before you use any information to give instructions to your child, be sure that information is correct. Continue, please.
So, when that happened, his dad, my uncle, now came and was like, letting your child watch Ben 10. This is very bad. This is very bad. I started telling her how the woman went to Hellfire. You know that way she was like, she saw it that she did not want to take it to heart. She said, I have to take it very serious. My mom says, remove that thing. She put it out. She broke it in front of my uncle. I don't know if it was to impress him or something. I don't know.
Peer pressure.
Parenting pressure.
No, so now
it's peer pressure. Peer is actually
yeah, of course.
Actually.
So now my mom broke it and I was like, oh, do you know how to save 200 naira to buy a Dix? And then it gets
because you have to save 10 naira, 20 naira before it will get to 200. My dear, you've missed a lot of lunch.
So now, as that happened, we kept growing into that you never watch any movie apart from cartoons at home. Yeah. So now, as my sister were growing up, so there's this movie called My Kids and I.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know that movie.
Kids and I.
Yeah.
There was another spin-off. I'm very sure it's not My Kids and I. So now, when they brought it to the house, I got back from church.
Yeah.
And then I met them watching, and I was like, people are putting Nigerian movie in the house. My mom was sleeping in her room. So people are putting Nigerian movie. They say, mommy, I've watched this movie. She will not do anything. I was like, okay, I don't want to be party to anything. I just stepped. I know how it goes. So I now stepped out of the parlor. Went and get my clothes ironed. It was on a Saturday evening. Yeah. So now, when that happened, my mom just woke up. My mom wakes up as if something goes to touch her. Like, madam, wake up. This one to do bad things.
People are about to commit.
This one to do bad things. Wake up. So as I was trying to iron, my mom just came out. I was just thinking I could perform acts, but unfortunately I cannot stand up to perform how she does it. My mom just woke up and official. She just opened the curtain. I was like, what type of watching? Say, mommy, it's American movie. It's not Nigerian movie, it's American movie. Mom was like, American movie, I'm seeing black people all over. She said, mom, it's black American. My mom said, okay. And she has to see this movie. My mom now sat down. And then there were 3 of them watching the movie. The person that brought the movie and 2 others. The other ones that did not bring the movie, they stepped out of the post.
My sister watching the movie with 2 others.
Now, the person that brought the movie was seated. The ones that did not bring stepped
left
out.
the group chat. Yeah, they left the admin. So the admin was not the group chat.
And then this admin, being the second daughter, was very confident. Watching it, she said that there's nothing wrong. She's watching. And then there was like, ironing my clothes. I know how this is going to end. I was just ironing my clothes, and then my mom was like, what's going on in this? What's going on in this movie that people are disturbing about? Okay, I've warned you about watching Nigerian movies. Anything apart from cartoon, don't watch in my house. Say, mommy, this one, you know now. Mommy say, okay, don't worry, no problem. Let the both of us watch. You have to watch this movie together. And then, do you know what happens when your parents tends to watch movie with you?
I wish
or when your parents just pass through. That movie might not be anything bad, but whenever they just pass, that's the time they want to kiss.
Kissing scene. I'm sure if you're an African child, you can relate this kissing scene.
It has been causing a problem. So when that happened, I was now ironing. Then the scene came up. My mom sat down. The scene just came up. Bap. And I was like, what's going on? Say, mommy, I don't see this part too. They say, she like this. They say, sit down and watch you. They call me, Esu, bring me the hanger. Hanger. Correction. And then the funny thing that happened was, these people that were watching the movie stepped out and left the admin.
Oh my god.
Left the admin. As I was saying, my mom now transferred the aggression to me. So you saw them watching this movie and you could not advise them, you not tell them to pull it out. What's the essence of you being a senior brother? I was like, I don't want to engage myself in this problem. And then whenever my mom had mood swings, it turns to everybody.
Oh, of course, he go reach
everybody. She comes back from work, but normally you're supposed to take her back when she comes back. Then the day that she's happy, you take her back, no problem. And then maybe you go to open the gates, you take like 3 seconds to open. She's not angry that day. Everything will be well. Yeah. But if you don't cook food, she'll be like, okay, what happened now? Now she's trying to set things, but she gets angry and then she comes back. Don't waste 1 second, guy. Don't waste 1 second because everything comes back to you.
True.
I don't want to talk too much. I believe we all have experiences.
we all have experiences.
All right. So the thing is this. So we talked about transfer of aggression. So as a child coach, I would want to say something, right? So children are easily being affected by emotions and all of these things around them because, as I said, remember I talked about this on my video. I said that children, they are empty templates. Yeah. That whatever it is that you put in at that time, I mean, they are born empty. So as empty it is, they are born empty. So anything you eventually plant there stays. I mean, it takes a very long time to correct a child to come out of something.
It is easier to learn something than to unlearn
and to unlearn something. So that is it. And so if you keep on, as a parent, you keep on behaving this way to your children at home, right? They will learn that way, and then they will not just learn the aspect of transfer of aggression. Also, they also learn to keep a lot of things to themselves, as I said before, and they will not say it to you. And there are a lot of things that children are saying to people outside, and are not saying it to their parents.
That is an angle. I'm
not saying it to their parents. So whenever something is wrong, because everywhere is moody, because the parents have actually transferred the aggression to everybody. You cannot talk to your senior brother, you cannot talk to your junior brother, you cannot talk to anybody. You're out there as an empty template. You don't want to release this thing to somebody. Of course, we are all humans. We always want to release things. They don't want to carry burdens. So that those burdens are things the children they want to come and release, and they always find somebody. And the devil, whether I don't want to care, whether devil, whether God, anywhere, people will always be stationed to listen to
listen
this.
to you. There's always
Yes.
someone there. There's always the person to listen.
And the problem with that is the information has left the household.
Yeah.
It has left the home.
Yeah.
So what happens outside cannot be controlled by the parents any longer.
Yeah.
So you have lost control and you've given that child an opportunity to trust someone outside more than you.
Yeah.
Do you think that is the best thing you want for your children? It's a question you have to answer as a parent. Is that the best thing you want for your children?
All right. So if you're not joining, you're welcome. Jordan, I can see you. Welcome. Jemima, I can see you. Tete, Blessed, I can see you. Dave Morris, you're welcome. I can see a lot of persons here. Please send in your questions. Send in your questions. We'll give you answers to a lot of things. And send in your experience also. If you want us to discuss, you can discuss your experience. So there's something else. Now, we've talked about that, and I think we've actually given a solution to that already.
Yeah.
So the next one is reward system. Reward system.
system.
And I'm going to use this particular phrase from I'm an ethic man. In fact, all of us stay down here. Coincidentally, we didn't plan it, but we are ethic men. There's something I'm going to say that we are all
effing men.
We are effing men. So there's something I'm going to say that we are all going to relate, and that thing is mbebe, mbegebe,
No.
ndi akpagari.
We have to talk about it. This phrase came up when I and my brother were walking down the street, and then we met two children
Yeah.
from school. They got back from school with their results,
Okay.
and then the other person had 29 out of 30, and then the other person took 15 out of 30.
Yeah.
And then when they asked him, "What's your position?" he said, I had 15. He'll be like, "So what's your mother going to do?" He said, "I just tell my mother, when I bring my result, I used to cook rice for me, rice and stew." Okay. So the mother like, so I have to use this phrase. So you want this to cook stew for you? My own. Mbebe. Mbegebe. Ndi akpagari.
Oh, that is the
That is it.
So even if you put effort in education or whatever you do,
Yeah.
or you don't put any effort, you still eat the gari that they prepare for you morning and evening.
Yeah.
So that's the reward system I'm going to talk about. They're supposed to be rewarded to any actions we do.
Yeah.
Parents are supposed to reward us.
Yeah.
That is it.
So now I can remember that. Okay, when I was in Anambra State, then that was when I had my primary school. Yeah. So when I was in Anambra State, there was a time that I just joined the class. I think primary 4. Yeah. So I took ninth. Took ninth. So my mom was not like, first I was in command. No, sorry, not command. Army Children's School. So Army and command, and they said
They're
they're
the same.
So this was the school 1 and school 2. The Army Children's School are the ones that I used to eat winch. The command are the real people.
Yeah.
So in Akim now,
Yes.
so there I was very good, But when I got to Anambra State, I saw that these children were really, really bright. I mean, they were really bright. They were really bright. I mean, and that was when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra
So the
State.
educational
And
system
the educational
was
system
very
was so
functional.
awesome. It was so awesome. And that's why when I hear him talking about this thing, I was so sure that this guy was going to do something about it. So when I got there, children were, they were up there. You needed extra time to get there. So when I got there, I took down 9th. The first, my mom was not like, why did you? I'm sure my mom going to join this now. Mom was like, why did you take 9th? Out of, I think, 20 something. I was not like, this is the first time here. And imagine for you to take 9th, this is the first time. I was like, no. The next time I took the 9th again. Like, at the point would have been a little bit of encouragement.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
Okay, you've done well. I know, you just came in, something. Even if you don't really need to sound good, but say something to encourage the child. Children are easily encouraged. Once they hear you say these encouraging words, they love you forever.
That's actually
They love you forever.
That's completely true. With reward systems, especially when it's related to education,
Yeah.
I talk about reward systems in like very various aspects.
Yeah.
For education, personally,
Yeah.
my parents did excellently well. I give them kudos for that.
Yeah.
Because I think what made me put so much effort into always delivering is the fact that my parents were always rewarding me. And sometimes I think reward is relative.
Yeah.
Because for me, there were times when coming first comes with, a special meal of rice and stew.
Yeah.
And there were times when coming first meant, you'll be taken out. There were times when coming first meant they will talk about you with their friends, just bragging about me as your child is enough. It's a reward for me. Yeah. But also, there were instances when the reverse was the case. Like you said, encouragement. So there was a time when I came first.
Yeah.
Had A in every single thing.
Yeah.
But had a B in neatness. I did not say a C, I did not say a D, an E, or an F. A, B in neatness. And my mother preached that B throughout the next term. I mean, like, I came first this term, but the next term, my mother, anything, my mother would just say, a little thing, my mother would just say, neatness B. Something just happened, my mother would just say, neatness
PTSD.
So you understand what it means to do so well in a class that you floor out of 34 students, you come first, you floor everybody, and then you're coming first in every other thing. Being social, punctual, everything, A, and then neatness, a B. And the mother talks about it every single time, every single opportunity she has. And the problem with this is it begins to scare the children. So let me tell you what happened to me the next time. The next time I came second. Oh, it's not that when I came second, of course, my mother will now, I love you. See, you will do better, don't worry. She is that girl. It's the girl that came first. You will beat her in the neck. Because she knows that the first is the major thing.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah.
But what I'm really saying is that reward systems are a reverse thing. Yeah. So I think that as much as we reward for good also, we should try to encourage when there are times in decline.
Yeah.
But beyond like the educational level also, there is something that parents do not like admitting. When you see your child make smart decisions on their own, I think it is very important to reward children that make smart decisions on their own.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Your child gets money from a stranger and brings it to you and says you keep it for them. You don't just collect the money and you maybe use it, and then when they ask for it, you don't give it back to them.
Oh, that money.
You collect the money and then you encourage your child and make him know that was the right decision he or she made.
Yeah.
Your child sees something that was left undone in the house, and without waiting for you to ask, your child goes ahead and does that thing. You don't wait and say, oh, you're supposed to do it normally and as if you expect it. You encourage the child, you reward the child. The thing about that is it creates a habit of repeatedly doing these good things. And when these things are repeated, what happens is a ripple effect goes on to occur, and it becomes a character. When it becomes a character, it becomes the nature of the child. Once it becomes the nature of the child, you can see that your child grows up with good morals. So
and it tends to raise up the bar all the time.
Yes, of course. Because if I was maybe seeing that maybe my mom comes home and she's stressed, and when she pulls her clothes, she just leaves them maybe somewhere, and then maybe I'll go and pick up a hanger and put the clothes properly in the hanger and maybe air dry it, for instance, without waiting for her to ask. And she tells me thank you for that. The next week, I might be washing her clothes by the next week.
That's the trick my mom does. My mom performs that trick wondrously.
Okay.
She tells you, thank you for every little thing you do. Everything you do, thank you. Everything you do, thank you. Which encourages you to do more.
Oh, but of course, what I'm saying is beyond the thank you.
Yeah.
You need to show that, oh, this was an amazing decision. Gratitude is one thing, but showing that this thing you did was an amazing decision is deliberate. You get?
Yes.
So, hi Esu, I noticed that you carried my clothes from here. That's very nice of you. Keep it up here. It's very good to be an arranged child. Sometimes, mommy can be tired. That explanation in of itself shows that you're intentional about pointing out to the child that, look, this decision you made is good, and you need to encourage the child to keep on doing that. I hope I'm.
I can relate because
okay, no problem. But then also another thing with reward systems also is that reward systems also, when pushed too much tends to spoil children. So I don't want us to be speaking on behalf of the children and forgetting every other angles. So it is true that certain reward systems can become a problem. Of course, growing up there was this whole idea of, if you give a child meat, the child will become a thief.
Still egg.
You cannot be eating full egg. Now, ideally,
Yeah.
these things in and of themselves are not true. A child should be allowed to eat meat.
Yeah.
A child should be allowed to eat full egg. But the lesson in and of itself in it is that it goes to show that, look, as children, when something is beyond your reach, you should be able to know that you cannot reach it.
True.
So if I don't need to be in a family where we have 4 kids and then I have 700 naira, for instance, of course, not in this world, not in the current Nigeria we live in, but yeah, I have 700 naira to feed them and it's the only money I have.
Okay.
And then maybe I have 4 eggs in the house only, and I'm buying something to prepare with the eggs from the 700 naira. I'll leave some change, and then I'll now carry the whole 4 eggs in the house and share amongst the 4 kids. Of course not. The reason being that there are other days when the children will need to eat.
Yeah.
So you could maybe carry 2 eggs and then share it amongst them.
Yeah.
So do not say that, oh, because we've said you should reward your children, that we are saying you should give them everything. We are saying that the reward system should be measured.
Yeah.
Sometimes reward is even less than giving something physical.
Yeah.
But you have to let them just know. The
Acknowledging
idea we're trying to push is let your children know that this thing they did
it's cool.
was a great decision
Yeah.
and it deserves to be applauded.
Yeah.
Let's go on, please.
That's just it. That's just it. So reward systems. So I want to we are going to cap that. We're going to cap that now so that we'll get to something else. So reward systems, as Keesh has said, he has made a wonderful conclusion on that. So I'll just chip in something. So reward systems. Reward systems are so beautiful. Yeah. So everyone on earth, quote me right, everyone on earth loves to be appreciated. He loves to be appreciated. And by appreciation, as he said, is not just about gifts and all of those things. Just saying it is enough. I can remember vividly well that I had issues with my dad because of this. There was a time that we had some issues and we got to settle it out somewhere. And when they asked me what happened, I can never forget the statement I made. I said, Ma, my dad does not used to appreciate me. Whatever I do, he does not see the good in me.
And as a child, you can imagine. Sorry, before you continue. He just said this, and I've never heard him say this. But as he was saying it, I was picturing him as a child saying it, and my heart is completely broken.
Yeah.
Completely broken. The reason being that imagine that as a child, you get to say that kind of thing in public. What will be said about the parents? What will be said about the home?
Yeah.
How will you feel as a parent if you hear your child say that? That's why we should really check ourselves as parents.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I said that, and that was my my very, see, I'm looking for a right English to movie. That's why I said as in that was the very first time in my life I'd ever spoken out. Okay. Can you imagine if that was what I said to my dad in front of someone he respects so much, someone I respect so much. So as if I was not in front of someone that respects him also so much. So I just mainly I said that thing. He stood up and was angry. Was angry. So I felt like, okay, I should go back and apologize. Though I did, I still went back to apologize as a child. In Africa, you are not always right.
Yeah.
Of course, like every child is always wrong.
The child is always wrong. The parent is always wrong.
The child is always wrong, and the parent.
I think we should even talk about
always
this.
right.
I think we should.
I was synchronizing to that part now.
Since you brought us here now, I think we should talk about this.
We're going to talk about it now. So in Africa, so remember, as I said, we've capped off the what's it called now? The reward system. Now we are entering into being right and being wrong, all of those things like that. So should I share a story? Do you have a story to share about that? About being wrong and being right. Do you have a story to share about that?
I have I have several stories when it comes to being wrong and being right.
Yeah.
This one is going to break my heart, but I don't have the choice. I have to Remember, we were in Happy Club, HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember that the first time they came. Forget that. You remember the first time they came?
Okay.
That we were in JS3.
Yeah.
And I was like one of the brightest.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where my life would have been if my mom had signed the form they gave to us for that. There was a certificate for that training for the first one.
Yeah, peer educators.
Yeah, peer educators.
I remember really well.
So the forms that were given to all peer educators to take to their parents to sign for them to continue that training, so that we can be taken out also for every.
Can you imagine?
My mom said that she does not want her child to be taken out of the school to the community, and I was explaining to my mom that this thing is just statutory because it was printed from their head office in Lagos. That for those of us in Calabar, that they don't take us out of our school, they train us in our school. But in other states, they have to pick kids from different schools, put them together and train them. But even if they were going to take us out, you know that you had taken your child had gone to school and he's in the care of the teachers. I tried to explain all of this to my mom, and my mom was like, "No, you cannot tell me what I know," and she declined the request for me to be trained with the knowledge of HIV and AIDS at that time in SS3. Of course, being the inquisitive child that I am, I still got that training in SS1 without her knowledge. Of course, this time around I took the form to my grandfather.
Yes, man.
But my point is, she wasn't right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when it was time for those people to be awarded, everyone that went on with the training, the teacher that was given to our school to teach us, who identified that I was a very smart child, was quite sad that I could not get the certificate. People were getting, we had a lot of silver certificates from my school, and only 2 people, Blessing and Begum and one other person, got gold certificates. And the person was like, she knew I would have gotten a gold certificate, but then because I was not approved to join the training, I could not get the gold certificate, and we had only 2 gold certificates from my school. And she was very sad. And even when I returned the form, she was saying, "Nobody's taking you anywhere, but your mom has decided there's nothing we can do." And this goes to show that, oh, okay, that means my mom was wrong and I was right, but she didn't even give me a chance to speak. She did not listen. And I think it was the identification of this problem with my mom that helped me into secondary school politics then. Because it was when I started aligning with my grandfather that I started getting the encouragement, and then I started dreaming to become a politician in secondary school, and my grandfather was actually very, very encouraging. Of course, eventually my mom was also encouraging when I became a senior, because by the time I was in JSS, I think by the 3rd term of that JSS3, I went for a competition on a Sunday. On a Sunday, my mom did not want me to. Another thing, she did not want me to go for that competition. So my mom goes, "Where are you going to? Do you know a tag boy? You've never been to a tag boy." The competition happened in community church beside Unical main gate. Then community church had just started. We were in JSS3. The church had just started. So the church was both a hall and it's still today it's still both a hall and a church. So we rented the place for the competition. And the competition, I was supposed to represent our school from JSS3 in a competition against seniors. I tried to explain to her. She said I'm not going to anywhere. And I'm like, "See, are you aware that I am in JS3 and I am being given the honor to represent my school in a competition?"
That senior students are actually competing.
She's like, she cannot put her hand there again. No, that she has told me her own, that a child that receives advice used to live long. And I became the stubborn child, and I went for the competition and I came 3rd. And I told her I came 3rd. Of course, I could not take the award home, but as God may like it, one of our seniors told her about it, and I came 3rd. She was like, "Oh, wow, that's nice." She was so proud. But at the end of the day, you realize that she was wrong at the initial point. And those are 2 instances. I could go on, maybe. The reason why I'm talking about my mom is not as if I hate my mom so much, but it's because she's the only parent I had. I'm a child of a single parent. The only other parents were my grandparents, who were also very close to us. But alright, so sorry about that glitch. As a matter of fact, by the end of my SS2, I had stopped telling my mom about a lot of things I was doing in school, because I knew that perspective might be different and she might not understand me, or her point of view might be different from mine, and at the end of the day I wouldn't be able to go on with things I'm supposed to go on with. And it's not the only case. There was a case of a man who lived, so I don't want us to keep the stories just within ourselves also. We've also seen other families here. For instance, there was a man who lived opposite us. He had 2 kids, and he had 2 male children, and then had several kids with other women. But his main wife, he got 2 males from the main wife. So from time to time he will remarry. The children's mom was not with him. He will remarry, and then the person will give him a child, and then somehow he will lose that marriage, and he kept going on that way. That man perpetually always gave his children the opportunity to speak. Apparently, his children ended up very great, very, very great. But the thing is, the second wife he married, the third wife rather, forgive me, the second wife gave birth to a baby girl and then left with the baby girl later. The third wife he married was not a bad person per se. Yeah. She was a very nice person, warm person, welcoming person. But she was never wrong. And that was a problem because
she's always right.
The way the father had brought up the two boys was in a way that they were free to air their opinions. They could always speak up. Yeah. But she found that as insultive, as if they were standing up against her authority. And it caused a lot of frictions in the marriage. At the end of the day, thank God they are still married. But what the man had to do is, he had to make sure that he sends those kids back to Akpabio to go and stay. So they left a city to go and stay with their mother in a rural area, going to a school that was less developed than the school they were in, just because the woman thought she was always right. So you can see how thinking that you're always right affected those children's education. Yeah. But like I said, thank God they ended up as very great kids.
That's
just like the
that's very crazy. That's very, very crazy. That's very, very crazy. So you have anything to say about that before I cap that off right now?
No, I'm okay.
Alright, so what I'm trying to say is this: as parents, yeah, it is not wrong. African parents, please listen to me. You are soon going to be an African parent. For those of us that have not put to bed yet, I'm telling you now that it is not wrong to be right. It is not right to be wrong. Okay. I will not say more than what I'm saying, but just listen so that we won't probably take it overboard, because children can actually capitalize on this.
Of course. There are instances there are more instances where the child is wrong. But we're just saying that there is that possibility that it could be wrong. So just stay reflective, stay listening, and always try to see things from the perspective or point of view of your kids. Yeah. I think we've been talking too much. Shouldn't we have a little icebreaker?
Alright, so right now we're gonna be having a very wonderful session right now. So thank you very much for joining. I can see you. Mfon so thank you for joining. My boss, Duke Peter, sir. Boss, I greet you, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for joining, sir. I'm grateful. Right? Yes, I can see you. Thank you very much, sir, for joining. So we're going to be having an icebreaker session now. I'm going to be, letting Keesh give us a very hot poem. So, Keesh, over to you.
Hi, guys. Again, my name is Keesh Rowland. You can follow me on Instagram at Keesh_Rowland. On all platforms at Keesh_Rowland. So this poem I'm about to do is a poem that is very close to my heart. Very, very close to my heart. It has nothing to do with our topic for today. This one it's an icebreaker, so it's to entertain you, basically. I hope you enjoy it. So, trigger warning. This poem is about Nigerian government. This poem is angry, furious at the fact that there are no changes. This poem is mad, crazy, loves to look like this. This poem is a monster. This poem is irate. This poem they gyrate. This poem they vibrate. It is done playing nice, wishes to pay the price, tired of all the lies. This poem is a delta of tears. It is the echo of our cries. When shall we smell the roses? Are the thorns in our braids not cruel enough? We try to replace them with chains. Push us down with failed democracy, mock us with capitalism, flog us with messy education, slavery much. Centuries after our ancestors were abducted on a slave ship, we still find ourselves in dictatorship. They fake clean and talk about decency, but decency You know these folks are so terrible at dancing, they keep stepping on our toes, and their brain has a pit so deep they can't deal with crypto. Hoping to kill two birds with one stone, they band the tweets too, but they can't clip our wings. We're strong on these two, we'll keep flying. This poem is red, it's an angry bird. This poem they gyrate, this poem they vibrate, this poem they irate, this poem they para. Even paramus know they use their head. For area where they sabi boy they turn cops 2 seconds. Now you know send people inside station. Spectabilis, if you come from where I stay, then you live below the poverty line. This one is a cup of rice, flipping the middle finger at the electorate. Nice one, Sakpa. Our civil rights don't turn see finish vibes. This poem has seen more sunsets than sunrises. You can call it the angry nights. Angry over young people who do not realize how much the system institutionalizes. This poem is the shout that falls the walls of Jericho, the stone that kills Goliath. This poem is a dream, adds the king to Martin Luther, the Oba to Obama, and still finds the time to add the hit to Hitler. If mockery is a gun, the Twitter tech team and Nigerian tech team meme is the trigger. This poem is a bullet set to destroy the pillars of injustice, shot at the crooked system and its evil forces. Check below the light. You will discover a bunch of innocent corpses. Decisions are a luxury meal we can't eat. This poem is our invite to the table. We are tired of gnashing our teeth in hunger. Some brothers have become vampires, some werewolves in sheep clothing. This poem is a traveler. It realizes that freedom is a journey, so you will go places. Find its way to new bodies. This poem is a sun. Breaking free from clouds of rain, switching like reciprocals. Glory to the brave and down with the chains. I said, glory to the brave and down with the chains. This poem is a muse. Dressed, laced, and burst with anger. It is prayer, it is fasting, it is binding, it is casting. It is a song, a scream, a speech, a dream, a tweet, retweet, a chase, purchase, a bite, a spite, a smite, a knight that fights for right to freedom.
I think I have my own. I think I have my own.
Your child up now.
Okay. I sleep.
You wake up.
I woke. I pee. But I poke. Deep. I stood. And I sew. Please, that's enough.
So I think I'm the only one that is left here now. So can I make some flows?
Please
right
chip
now?
something.
He's deep already. You not say anything, but he's deep.
Someone hold Morris.
I'm holding.
You're holding your firm.
Someone hold Morris, please.
I'm holding on to your words. I'm holding on to your words.
Alright. So I leave. And I laughed.
It's very deep.
That was very deep, bro. Live, love, and laugh.
And I grow, I glow,
You grow, you glow, and you blow.
Oh man, what's up?
That's it, man.
Alright,
that was on the lighter note.
Yeah.
So let's just get back to our discussion.
Alright, so we just have just 7 minutes. Just 7 minutes to be done with this. And trust me, you would love the next 7 minutes of your life. It's going to be a roller coaster of sharing of stories and demystifying all of these things and giving solutions to all of them. So listen, have you ever tried eating in a public where your parents are there? Did you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel discomfortable?
Felt clipped.
So remember the song, Super Eagles, waiting they happen, no, waiting they share, we want no. Oh my God, my brother, I can never forget that day. So thing is, when where were we in church? So I was with my mom, and then someone like a family friend, someone that my mom had always. Okay, I think I can. Okay, I will start from somewhere. My mom has always said we should never collect food from a person to eat. Remember when we used to have witch? You say everybody everywhere is witch. Don't hear say this
was the movie that came out, End of the Wicked.
Oh my God.
Where they had the
End of the
pits.
Wicked, Coven, all of
Yeah,
those
God.
movies where
Remember this
the
other
ones
movie
put
again
those
that
items.
that was his name. Okon Lagos acted.
Which one?
Then is a prophet. This that. This will say this.
Prophet
Prophet Jehovah. That's that movie. So the movie was everywhere, and our family we watched it. Everybody. I mean, my stepdad then used to buy this song. They come to gyrate this David Sunday and the rest kind of songs and bring it, and everywhere was just charged up and everything. So My mom said that we should not, but trust me, disobedient child. Sorry, my dad. Sorry, my mom. I'm going to be saying this. I did this, but this, you've never heard me say this, but I'm going to disgrace myself here that I did it. So they brought food to the house, and I mean Christmas food, bro. You know how they used to put Christmas food?
Why is it always Christmas food?
And not now. Like those Christmas, they put it, and then the chicken was not now that chicken is how much? Chicken was 1,000, 1,500.
Chicken was less than 1,000.
You know back then there's always this sharing, this communal sharing that they share in the compounds.
It doesn't happen again now.
It doesn't happen.
It still happens.
It's still happening, yeah.
Really?
It's
really
low. The amount is low, but it still happens.
So the person brought the food, yeah, and then brought very heavy food, and then put fried chicken, like four chicken laps.
Why are you killing me?
And I was hungry.
Maurice is making us hungry.
Why are you doing this, bro? Just reminded me of my own experience.
And I was hungry, bro. So when they brought it to the house, my mom was like, oh, okay, we are going to eat the food later. I said, okay. So we now ate our own food, we're gyrating. And then the evening, when I wanted to eat that food, Mom now packaged the food, put it inside waterproof,
I put it in the dustbin.
and told me, no. He told me as a trusted child of ours
To go
to go and dispose it.
Just like
Guess what happened?
I know what happened.
I don't want to say it.
I know what happened.
Oh my God!
Because why would you waste chicken? Why would you waste chicken? Why?
Why?
For what reason?
Come on.
I stayed in the backyard. I brought out the chicken. I sat down. I devoured.
That was devouring, bro.
And today I'm not a witch.
So here's the thing, yeah. Please.
Good.
As much as you want to control your child's the tendency for your child to collect things from strangers or from people, please, if you do not want to receive someone's gift of a meal, I know that you want to preserve a relationship with that person, but there are better ways to decline a meal than to waste food in front of kids.
Yeah.
It is not encouraging. And I am saying this because as a grown-up, I have come to discover that there are a lot of people in the world that are going hungry. And the problem is, I also know that there are a lot of people wasting meals seriously.
Yeah.
So this is even beyond what we are saying. This is saying that let's make the world a better place and reduce how we waste food.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maurice, that experience just made me hungry. So please, can we round up?
Let me share my experience before we step up.
Oh, you also have an experience in this area.
Come on. Mine is very, very bad. It was embarrassing. My mom. No. Back then I was 5 years.
Okay.
Oh.
For 5 years, I'm not sure she was that embarrassed.
No.
Of course, she didn't embarrass parents every time.
Come on, let me narrate this. My mom came with her friend, and her friend came with her friend.
Oh.
Did you get? So like a
So
chain.
friends of friends.
Friends of friends. Like people say people you may know.
Yeah.
So now when they came, she asked me to go get Fanta and Coke for the two friends. Then when I did, back then they would tell you go and bring cup. Have you ever Yeah, go and bring your cup.
So that they'll put for you.
Yes. So after I got the Coke for them and the Fanta, I opened it. They say, oh yeah, go and bring your cup. I turned and looked at my mom. Expecting her to give me a sign like this is her friend.
Bombastic side eye kind of sign, right?
This is a friendly reminder that the place we live in is called Nigeria.
No. So continue.
So now what happened was what really happened was she now told me go and get the cup. And then when I now got the cup, I now glared at her. She gave me a very bombastic side eye.
Yeah.
And the bombastic side eye was,
Why did you bring the
why
cup?
did you bring the cup in the first place? I cannot forget that cup. That cup was red.
Why don't you remember the
cup was red.
God,
And the promo cup set.
Yeah.
So when I took the cup, then the man now opened the stuff and put for me. She looked at me again. I was like, in our language, I said, Mom, don't look at me again. I'll still drink. That was
I know. I take back what I said earlier. It was embarrassing.
that was the peak of it. For me to say, Mommy, don't look at me again. I'll still drink it. My mom was like, no. It was not smiling. I never said such. No, please. Take
Go
it.
ahead.
So let me leave the story because I was whooped.
I know you will be whooped.
I was
You
whooped.
would suffer from a lot of whooping.
Ah!
I beg.
But thank God we've even lived to survive most of these things, and we are here to tell the stories. I think that we would raise a lot of better kids
Yeah.
if, as parents, we pay attention to these little things, these little nuances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible that you might not want your child to get, because the world is a dangerous place, I know, and you need to protect your kids out of love most times, but also do not love them too hard. So let them also be able to self-actualize.
Yeah.
When you tell your child that they shouldn't get something from a stranger, when you tell your child that, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, also remember that the child is a human on his or her own. They might not be adults yet, but they have something in them which is called a brain, and that brain will definitely pick up every single pattern you use to raise them. So what I'm saying in essence is, if you know that it is wrong in and of itself, do not do it in front of your child. Again, if you know that it is wrong, do not do it in front of your child. We might not have time to talk about most of the mistakes that parents do, but if it is wrong, please make sure that you do not do it in front of your child.
Yeah.
If you're giving your child an instruction, do not live on two sides of the plane. Do not say, I am an adult, I can do it, but you cannot do it. It is that is always very, very problematic and counterintuitive. So when we were talking about how parents always think that they are right, this is one of the reasons. This is one of the problems. So a parent will say, "Oh, I'm an adult. You're a child.
Yeah.
I know what I am doing."
Yeah.
Hold yourself to the same standards you keep for your children.
Yeah.
That is the best way to raise the best kids. So the things you do not tell them, but they watch and see you doing it consistently, are the things that they will pick up. I am proud to say today that I am a cleaner adult because of my mom. I go into places and I realize that I'm very clean.
Clean. Yeah.
My mom says I am not clean enough, but I realize that I'm very clean, and it's because of the way she raised me.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because of how she told me, oh, carry this thing, oh, do this, but because I know that my mom is a very arranged person.
Yeah.
So those patterns that are less spoken are the patterns that are even most likely to stick to the child's brain. My name is Keesh, and again, thank you for joining us. I don't know if my friends have more things to say.
My name is Isu, Electricalguru. Follow my page too, Guru Electrics. Thanks for joining us.
And please, if you're not following Child Age, do well to follow Child Age.
Alright guys, so thank you very much for joining us on this session. I'm super grateful. We're gonna have an explosive session for next month, and trust me, it will be mad. Trust me. If you know the way we package our topics, our titles, our designs, everything is always at top notch. Everything is top notch. So thank you very much. Thank you, Tete Bless. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Fonny Sueyo. Thank you, Mr. Duke Peter.
Even the people that joined and left.
Yeah,
thank
people
you.
that joined and left. People that are going to watch this later.
Thank you.
Grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please try and follow up our pages. Follow up my page. Follow up Keesh Rowland's page. We're going to be dropping that on the comment section right now. We're dropping that on the comment section right now. So you can drop down your comment section right now. You can also drop yours on your comment section right now. For my page and my group, it's also there on the comment section already. It's already there, and some of the links you're going to be watching. So I am super grateful. I am super grateful. Trust me. And this month we're talking about something child skills, and I'm going to be releasing a very awesome video for. I dropped this video, the other one yesterday. So please just make sure you go back and watch that video, and there will be another video for tomorrow. Yeah, and it will be so awesome. So thank you very much, and I love you. Trust me, I love you, and don't forget, every child is special. Every child is a gift. So what do? Treat them as one. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night. All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night, fams.